What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on one of those really great days. This is the all-new Ferrari 12 Cilindri, which is the new V12 Super GT, and today we are testing it against the older 812 Superfast. So get those sleeves out of the way, because we want to feel them back to back. The 812 is a hypercar disguised as a GT. It is on edge, it is frenetic, it is aggressive, it's super direct. And with this new 12 Cilindri, they went to a little bit more of a GT-esque car, because they said you have the SF90, Testarossa, those are the more aggressive cars for people who want to drive hard and fast and on the track. So now you have this as a Super GT. So today I'm going to show you around it. Massive thanks to Thijs Timmermans for the beautiful 12 Cilindri, and this private owner for letting us have a go in the 812 Superfast in another beautiful spec. So let's have a look at the differences. Let's start with the 812, which is more like a classic Ferrari GT. This is Ferrari at its purest, if you ask me. The V12 GTs since the 50s, since the 60s, have always been what Ferrari is, the quintessence of Ferrari. So this is blue swatters, a historical color from Ferrari, absolutely gorgeous, combined with silver wheels, silver calipers. It's more like a classic spec. It doesn't even have the Scuderia shields on the side, because the owner felt like this is a more clean look, which is very rare to see actually. At the front we've got quite aggressive front lights. They are a bit angled downwards and inward. You've got a lot of invisible aero going on, so vents and heat extraction vents. You've got air tunnels going all around the car. Big sort of roundish mouth at the front with the Ferrari shield in there, and a long bonnet. If we take a look at this front end, you've got an even longer bonnet. You've got a more squared off front end on the lower part, and then you've got this Ferrari Daytona-esque front end with that black horizontal bar running across it. My mind immediately went to Daytona when I saw it, and I really love that. I think it's a very good combination between retro and futuristic, this car. I think they've done an exceptional job. We've got carbon fiber trim in the front as well, and a more friendly looking headlight, I would say. It's more incorporated into that horizontal bar you've got at the front. It's less of a like waspy, bug-eyed front like that one. If you have that in your mirrors, it looks so aggressive. This looks a bit more friendly. We still have the same heat extraction vents going on the bonnet, and you've got all these little tunnels extracting or directing air in and around the car down low as well. And then you've got these 21-inch wheels, which is a size up from the 812's 20, 275 315, 275 315, Michelin Pilot Sport S5 tires versus 4S tires from Michelin. So very similar in that respect, but it is a completely new chassis, this, an aluminium chassis compared to the 812. And if we move down the side, you get this air extraction from the wheel wells, which is incorporated into the body a little bit higher on this car. You've got carbon side skirts on both. This old door handle, which I think is the same as on the F12, has been replaced for the more modern flush door handle. You've got another air vent in here, directing air in there out of here onto the slight ducktail spoiler. You've got a more clean looking hip right here, so it's even more clean looking than the 812. At the rear you've got quad rear lights and quad exhaust tailpipes, of course, the classic V12 coupe look. And then this one is much more futuristic looking. It's almost like a Blade Runner V12 Ferrari with that super pronounced hip. Look at that, it looks so muscular. It's almost like it's trying to look more muscular. And then you've got that super sleek rear light bar with the brake light integrated into that bar, so when you hit the brakes you get that middle part lighting up. You've got squared off tailpipes as well with that weird top part, and a massive carbon diffuser with a double diffuser going on there as well. Big carbon diffuser as well on this part with the carbon extended trim right there. A lot of these like vents extracting heat, directing air on both cars. So let's have a look at the engine which is the 6.5 liter V12, as you know. This is it. 800 horsepower in the 812. It's the more base version compared to that. So this is the 800 horsepower, 718 Newton meter version of this engine. This particular car also has the extended carbon fiber for the engine bay and the carbon fiber intakes. This package apparently costs more than a VW Golf GTI already, which is crazy. So it's an incredible engine. It's beautiful. It sounds beautiful. It's super powerful. I mean, when you drive that car with this engine, it's not like you're okay, I need more power, I need more, you know, more things going on. But then you take a look at this and it opens up like a clamshell, which is already super cool. And you've got basically the engine spec of the 812 Competizione. So that means the titanium conrods, the diamond-like carbon coating, the lighter crankshaft, everything has been improved, basically reducing weight and inertia, because this thing revs to 9,500 RPM, 6.5 liters displacement. You need light and strong internals for that. 830 horsepower, the same as the Competizione, but it's got 680 Newton meters of torque, so a little bit less than this car, but it is a more powerful version of that, and you really feel that. They've also tweaked with the torque curve and stuff like that to make it more comfortable and more drivable. But yeah, that's basically it for the engines. Let's have a look at the interior and compare those. What we've got right here is a very nice interior. This is a really good combo between digital and analog, between, you know, physical buttons and a more modern touch. So we've got the analog rev counter there, which is great, and then you've got a screen on either side with all your info. You've got physical buttons on the steering wheel, which is great. Radio, climate, all physical buttons. Beautiful tricolore buttons down there on the gorgeous center console carbon bridge here. Yeah, this is a good interior. Beautiful carbon doors as well. And this car has the upgraded bucket seats. Seating position is nice and low. The seat is quite supportive. It's a bit wide for me, but it is okay. Especially seating position is really good. So you sit nice and low and your eyes are just above the steering wheel, which is great. It's a nice interior, this, but then when you get into the other one, it feels like something completely different because it's much more digital. So you've got a big screen right there, as you can see, which has a digital rev counter. Unfortunately, you've got a lot of info there. The screen, the animations, everything looks super nice. It's just, I really miss that analog rev counter in cars. I just love that so much. You've got digital buttons, like touch-based buttons on the steering wheel as well, which is not great. At least you still have these physical ones and clickable ones behind, which is good. Indicators, pedals, but this whole situation doesn't really work for me. It takes a while to get used to, and the touch doesn't always respond as well. But yeah, that's just, you have to deal with that. New center screen here. So a lot more digital, as you can see, compared to the 812. This is for your climate and your seats. A little bit more adjustable than before. So you have this additional adjustability, and it's even massaging to emphasize the fact that this is a GT. Beautiful passenger display with like a separate cockpit for the passenger there and a cockpit for the driver on this side, of course. Controls for the gearbox, 8-speed dual clutch compared to the 7-speed on that car. And you've got proper space in the rear as well. So 270 liters of boot space, and you have some space behind the seats as well, which is great. So you can really take this car on a trip. You've got a nice roof as well. So it's a light, spacious cockpit, this. I like it. So let's see what it feels like when you drive them back to back, because that is why we're here with both of these cars. Physical engine start stop button as well, which is great. And even though this is also an OPF car, the 812, well, almost all of them, I think, it sounds it's a little bit louder than the 12 Cilindri. does this feel like? Oh, look at those flaps going up and down on the rear there, the active aero. I didn't even show you guys that, but it's got those flaps on the right and the left rear. They open depending on your aero needs, which is super cool. So on the B road, 812, it feels very sharp, very aggressive. It's super eager to turn. That front end is so sensitive. Now we know that from Ferraris, they love doing that. But it also means that when you get into this car, you need to get used to it a little bit, because it's so sensitive. And you've got this big ass car, long bonnet in front of you. And it just darts from left to right. It's crazy. It is, well, the main reason why I feel like this is more like a supercar hiding inside a GT body, because it doesn't drive like a GT, especially on a B road. It's too aggressive for that, too on edge. Oh. That is a very good sound. Wow. It is an amazing car. The 812, especially in a spec like this, I mean, just, oh, so good. Makes me really, really want one. Also gearbox, very quick shifts, it responds well. It's also perfectly doable as a GT, don't get me wrong. If you have it in automatic mode, it's perfectly fine. But it never really settles down like a GT. It also has, I don't know if that's because of that super quick steering, but the front end feels a little bit floaty sometimes, especially on the turn in. So the steering is super sharp, and then you turn in and the suspension sort of has to set after you've already turned in. And that means that it doesn't really inspire that much confidence when you get in it initially. You really need to drive it for a longer period of time, like a couple of hours, to feel like you can start extracting a little bit more from it. And it really rewards you when you do that, because it is an amazing car, but you need to drive it for a while. So launch control. .9 seconds, both of these. And it really depends on the road surface and on the temperature of the tires whether that launch control works. So it does have the tendency to bog down a little bit. That car even more than this. But when you hook up, it's really quick. Okay, so that's a nice refresher of what the 812 SUPERFAST feels like. Yeah, in short, it's an incredible car. It's super aggressive and agile, and it wants to go, it wants to turn in. It feels like it's always trying to force you to go faster, which is a very cool feeling. All right, so let's switch and see what the difference is. So electric seats as well versus the manual ones in that one. All right, so completely different cockpit. It already feels more comfortable because of the way this car has been set up, and the seat is softer. It feels more sophisticated, more refined, and everything does. So all the controls feel a little bit more solid and well built. Oh, but that engine, I mean, this drivetrain, oh, it's so good. It's so freaking good. And even though everything around it has sort of been softened up, launch control, hooks up, yep. And you can also feel the nose lifting up a little bit more in this car compared to that one. And because you have that bang, that crisp, sharp bang on the upshift, compared to that, and also because the gearbox is a bit faster than that one, it does feel like an evolution. It does feel like an improvement compared to that car. I didn't think it could be improved upon, because I think that car is so close to perfection. This feels even better. It really does. It has a control. It feels like I'm more in control, but it also feels like the car is more in control. So I feel like my inputs are transferred more directly, or more like I intend them to, into the car compared to that. That is so on edge sometimes, and I love that because it's a lot of fun. But I feel like this one copes a little bit better with a B-road, for instance. So you've got a digital speedo over there. I cannot mount it on that one today, so we're going to do it like this. Raw dog it. And this car, oh, that 6,500 RPM to 9,500 RPM is so crazy. Pickup is ridiculous. It's instant, and then you've got those ridiculously quick shifts. Oh, 9,500 RPM, there we go. Not going to follow him too closely for obvious reasons. Brakes also really good. Love the pedal. I'm not sure if my mind is playing tricks on me, but it feels like the brake pedal feels differently in CT versus race. So I seem to be catching him slightly now. Braking. You can already see that car going left. 100 to 200, 4.98 for this one, 5.4 for that one, 5.38. And the 812 Competizione, 5.18. So this is the quickest one by quite some margin. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to improve that time that much, and yeah, it feels like it has even less trouble doing it than that car. That car feels more intense than this, but incredible. Incredible. What a car, what a car. I drove here like 120 kilometers. It's so comfy when you have it just in automatic mode. It's such a good cruiser. It's quiet. Love that. Okay, so I'm not going to engage parking brake because the brakes are very hot. So yeah, we're just going to switch like this. So 812 super fast. How does that compare? Boom, first gear. So, oh, this is no slouch. Wow, I love V12 Ferraris. It is, well, noticeably more, noticeably less filtered in air. So everything is communicated much more directly in this. So you can really feel that that car is meant to be more comfortable, meant to be able to cover longer distances, maybe daily drive if you're, you know, that lucky. Yeah, it feels more like a big V12 Roma, that car, which is like a compliment because I love the Roma. Whereas this feels more like a semi-racing car compared to that. So almost 9,000 RPM in this one compared to the 9.5 in that one. Big difference. I do like the fact that there's more coming into the cabin in this car. It feels more, I don't know, alive. It's a little bit more high-pitched. The sound is a little bit louder. Gearbox really quick. I mean, it's the fact that that car is so good that you drive this and you're like, oh, the shift is a little bit slow, but it's not, it's so quick. But that car just turns it up to 11 gearbox wise. I do feel like that car is a bit more steady and secure at high speed. It's a bit more solid. What a lovely drive with both of these back to back, and being able to set them apart so clearly. It almost feels like they could live side by side, like they could live next to each other simultaneously, this being the more hardcore version of that. Speed mode for the wipers. And there we go. That's the border. Fun is over. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that we've been able to give you an idea of what these cars are like compared to each other. Drive them back to back. I know we're very lucky to be able to do stuff like this. Don't be mistaken, I know that. This is pretty incredible. So massive thanks to Thijs Timmermans for letting us have a drive in that beautiful 12 Cilindri. Massive thanks to the owner of this car for letting us take it out to compare it to that car. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button. Check out this video, this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.